What is your favorite song of yours?
That changes. It really does as I write, and again, it depends on what it is. Like, I love something with some attitude and love for a living because they're funky and rocking, you know. But I've also liked this new song I got, which I'll be playing for you guys real soon, called "I Got You," and it's just really depends. "I Got You" I think is my favorite song right now, and it'll probably change as I write more.
What dream tour would you love to be on with any past or present band?
Past or present band? Let's start with the past bands. Led Zeppelin, and Jimi Hendrix, and Gary Nichols would be great. Present bands, you know, and it depends on what genre, because if it were in the country music, I mean, I love Paisley and Keith Urban. I think the fact that we all play and sing, that would be very good. Vince Gill, throw that in there. But then again, I would love to go do shows with Stevie Wonder and, you know, and to be even more honest, on a totally different side, I'd love to have a Muscle Shoals tour where we'd have all the artists that have ever been in my generation here, like myself and Bo Bice and Chris Tompkins and Jason Isbell, John Paul White, James LeBlanc, Angela Hacker. We even let Zach come along maybe. That'd be kind of cool, you know. But dream tour with ultimate greatest tour ever for me would have been Zeppelin, and I mean when John Bonham was still alive and Jimi Hendrix. So I always thought I was born a little too late. I think I missed that, you know.
What is your favorite instrument of yours, and do they all have names?
They don't all have names, and I have lots of favorites, but this is my favorite acoustic guitar. It is a Gibson SJ200. S stands for Southern, which I am. J for Jumbo, which it is. And this is what I play. I mean, I use this guitar in the studio. I use it live. It sounds great both places. My favorite current electric guitar is right over here. It's made by a guy named Ryan Gatto, and he's in the Carolinas. You can look it up, G-A-D-O-W, Gatto Guitars. It's like the best of both worlds. It's got, I like to call it my Tele Paul, which is, if you know anything about guitars, it's a cross between a Telecaster and a Les Paul. It's got a Telecaster neck pickup. It's got a Lindy Fralin humbucker. If I pull this knob, it makes it a single coil. And what you don't know, this guitar, see how this is narrow? This is a single coil pickup. This is a double, well, it's with double coil if you want to call it that, but it's actually wound in reverse of each other, which eliminates noise, and it's also very loud, and that's what I use for solos. My other favorite, I've got a G&L ASAT Classic. I've had it for a really long time. I got it from a guy named Will McFarland, who's a local guy around here. He played the Bonnie Raitt, and did some stuff, I think, with Jackson Brown and a bunch of stuff here in Muscle Shoals. And it's one that I've passed on. It'll go to my kids for sure.
How has your music evolved since you first began playing music?
I don't know. You guys will have to tell me that. How's my music evolved? I think, you know, everything I listen to, good or bad, really affects me. Even if I don't like the song, I'll find something in it that kind of gets me. You know, there'll be something. So I mean, I think I progressed just by listening to different types of music and different artists, and going out and seeing live music when I'm able to. And you know, I practiced a lot. I don't do that much anymore because I'm always working. I guess that's still practicing, but I think just like with anything, you got to give it time and dedication, and allow it to evolve on its own. I think that it went from extremely country with a hint of blues to extremely bluesy with a hint of country. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but that seems to be where I am today.
What aspect of making music excites you the most right now?
You know, I'm really infatuated with the recording process. How you can take an acoustic song and bring different ideas to it, and instead of just being an acoustic guitar, actually hearing different parts and creating it in the studio and spending time on it, you know. And it's real easy in today's time in studios. Everybody has such a rush to do things, to go in and cut 10 songs in a day and just ship them out, you know. But I kind of like the old-fashioned way, going in and spending time, and maybe going in and spending a week or two on a couple songs instead of a day or two on 20 songs. So I think that's probably the most fun for me right now.
What aspect of making music discourages you the most?
You know, that's a really hard question to answer. It's just it's a really tough business. You know, it's all good and fun, and it's I love it, but it's a tough business. It's hard to be accepted in the industry. You know, I mean, it's hard. You write a song, you write songs, you record songs, and then you try to get them on the radio. First, then you try to get them on an album or on someone else's album, and then you try to get it to the radio, and you have like a one and you have 17 slots or less available to get your song in if you're a new artist. I mean, it's hard to break through. Just breaking down the barriers of the first, you know, getting those first hits out there, I think is the hardest thing. That's probably the most discouraging. But as long as I got 2 people out there listening, I'm gonna keep doing it.